We live. Fix that shit. All right, cool. Bet. My guy, what's going on?
My brother, what's going on
Finally
with you?
good to at least get it started. There we go. We here.
We've been talking about this damn near 4 years, man.
Long time coming.
Long time
coming. Welcome back to another episode of the Fire Never Dies podcast, where no candle loses its flame by lighting another. And here I have with me
Aaron Davis, owner of STUSA Kicks.
the AD. And we are, as you can see, we in the spot. How did this happen, bro? How did you come to this?
Ooh, boy, I couldn't get no steps. I couldn't skip no steps. I'll tell you that for sure. But we can start from day one, my brother. As everybody knows, I was always known as an athlete. Like I said, I was a scholar athlete at that. Played football, basketball, and baseball, and started running track. And my ultimate goal was always to use, my abilities to kind of get me to the next level, so I'm able to take care of my family. And fast forward to high school, started running track, got a track scholarship, and I had my first son in high school as well.
Okay.
So go to college, man. I'm telling you, the first probably month and a half there, it was a total life-changing experience.
Yeah.
Being born and raised in Warner Robins, Georgia, you're not really exposed to a lot.
Where'd you go to?
UTC, Tennessee Temple.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay.
it's in it was in Tennessee, and D2 classification, and it was right beside UTC, and that was a D1 school. We were probably like 15 minutes away from there. So just seeing what I saw in Warner Robins, and then going to Tennessee, around college people and all that kind of stuff, I was like, wow, we really behind.
Yeah.
And my main focus wasn't what it was supposed to be on, which was my school, handling my business for track and all that kind of stuff. Man, I'm a small time kid, and I'm getting exposed to this lifestyle that I wanted, but I never knew that I was going to be in it, or it felt this way being in it. So fast forward maybe a month and a half, and in school, our first indoor track meet is against LSU. Man, probably a week before that, me and my guys were out partying, doing everything. We took a trip to the University of Alabama when they played LSU for the national championship game. So just being in that environment, man, we acting a fool. But let me remind you, all five of us ran track. It was all four of us were on the 4x1 team, so we were it.
Yeah.
So we had already kind of had like a heart-to-heart meeting, all of us together at lunch, and we were like, bro, we got to kind of slow down on the partying, because track season's about to come up. We need to focus on school. So we already had in our mind, like, this is going to be our last time going out. And kid you not, man, after the game, a party ended at probably like 3 o'clock. Lil Wayne did a concert out there. Man, we go to the Lil Wayne concert. We were like, man, we might as well just stay here. It's another 3-hour trip back to Tennessee. We ain't trying to do that. Man, one of my guys, he don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't do nothing. He ran for the Junior Olympics in high school, all throughout his high school career.
Wow.
And he was like, man, I'm cool, I'll drive back. So we like, all right, cool, it's Craig. If it was anybody but him, we would have been like, man, we staying here.
Yeah.
So we trusted him. Next thing I know, I wake up, my girlfriend at the time, my whole family in front of my face crying. I'm in the hospital bed. I'm looking around like, what is going on? Doctor comes in and told me I've been in a very bad accident. I flew out the back seat of a Jeep. I flew out the back window, tumbling, down the curb and everything. Ended up fracturing damn near every bone in my face. I broke my pelvis and lost my ability to walk. You know what I'm saying? So after that, the doctors told me, either I'm not going to be able to walk for like a year, or I can get like immediate surgery and do all this kind of stuff. And it was kind of a chance to where it could, ruin my chances of ever being able to walk if the surgery were to go bad. So of course I took the long route with, just not being able to walk for like a year or so. And like I said, during that time frame when I got back home, man, that was probably like the most depressed I've ever been, because I've never felt that way before. He says, I've been in accidents, broke my arm and all that kind of stuff, but like physically just not being able to do anything, and knowing, it's going to be a struggle to get back to where I was, because man, after the accident before the accident I was weighing like 160. After the accident and all the surgeries that I had and shit, I got down to like 115. Like like my top my top half was still, you know, built bulky and stuff, and my legs, like my friend came over, he literally put one hand over my whole thigh and was like looking at me like, bro, like this, I don't even know how we supposed to bounce, how you supposed to bounce back from it.
Yeah.
So, you know, just going through that whole time frame, I was always trying to just figure out what exactly can I do, like what am I good at, you know. And you know, I was always into computers and all this kind of stuff. In high school, I used to buy and sell phones and fix Xboxes and do all that kind of stuff. I was always into the shoes. Like I would just buy stuff, you know, sell it on the side after I wore it a couple of times. But you know, when Kanye finally came out with like a Yeezy, and I saw people spending like $1,500 on shoes, like it was something that I knew I can kind of turn into that I, you know, that I like. Not even it being about the money. It was just something that I can like feel myself doing and having that excitement doing. So you know, I just kind of took a leap of faith and, you know, started, you know, doing it for real. Because once I made my mind up, it was over with. You know?
That's crazy. I don't even think I knew that about that accident.
Oh yeah, man, it was crazy. I had people hitting me because my phone blew up in the accident. The car blew up 2 minutes after everybody got out of the car. I flew out, but some of my guys, the driver broke his neck, and a passenger driver broke his neck, and we still had two guys in the back that were stuck in the car, and they couldn't really get them out the car. You know what I'm saying? So they waved somebody down with a broke neck. You know, so it was a whole process getting up out of the car. But whenever we got up, the whole Jeep blew up, man. So it's a blessing that I'm here for sure.
Yeah, and it ain't too many people that's been, I call it a darkness. Like unless you had like any near death experience, I like to call it like a darkness that you kind of go into, like, and you definitely came out into the light. What kept you going during that time?
Man, like I said, man, that was the darkest time. So when you're in situations like that, there's nobody else that you can call on and other than the man upstairs, bro. That's how I really like built the relationship with him. And you know, I had a relationship with him, but you know, just going to church and, you know, actually putting my focus on that, you know, listening to like TD Jakes and all this kind of stuff. Like I would literally do that all day, every day, just to figure out like what's really my purpose and what am I meant to do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? When I'm doing that, like my schedule will literally be waking up 6 in the morning, and that, like my nerves, like I lost so much weight, a lot of my nerves fucked up in my legs, so my feet would literally be cold like all day. It'll feel like my feet were in a bucket of ice. So I would literally soak my feet in the shower, in the bath, and literally just sit there for hours all day. Just think. I'm listening to like Dame Dash, Jay-Z, watching all these documentaries, and you know, the more I watch and the more I learn, and I just evaluated like my life, like with everything that I had gone through, I was seeing like these guys kind of went through similar situations. So I was like, man, if they can kind of get out of their situations, I know I can get out of mine. So it was just watching everybody else's experiences and just building that relationship with God, man, is what, you know, kept me sane for real. Because I'm telling you, like I was just having a conversation with my homeboy today, Drew. Like I said, this used to be my right hand man. Like we going on missions together. It don't matter what we doing. Like that was my right hand. And you know, while building this legacy, you know, we've been through a lot trying to get to this point that we're at now, and still got a long way to go. Because I'm probably 5% in on, you know, what I really want to do. Like the shoe thing was just step one type thing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got an artist that I invest in, and I'm trying to build STUSA, the label and everything like that. And me and one of my artists, we were shooting a video. Andrew was there. We were on, you know, Macon out at like 8, not somewhere where we weren't supposed to be at that time, you know what I'm saying? And drive-by happened. He ended up getting shot in the lip, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting right here, you know, when it happened. And like I said, this was my right hand, man. So that kind of messed me up for real, and it definitely messed him up, man. You know, he definitely converted all the way over. Like, he's, you know, he went from the class clown to like the hype man type dude to, you know, he's on a journey to be a pastor, you know what I'm saying? And it fits, and it fit him because it couldn't have been nobody else to kind of go through that and still come out the way that he did and have the motivation that he does, and people kind of accept it because that was always him. It just it didn't happen until that happened. You know what I'm saying? So we were having that conversation the other day, man. It was the way stuff plays out. You kind of just gotta accept it and roll with it, bro.
Yeah, I got to roll with them punches.
I swear,
life's gonna keep lifing, bro.
Like, it's crazy because just being in the culture that we are now, and the age group, and the just the modern way of living, to do things right, it's harder to do right than it is to do wrong. You know what I'm saying? So life is always going to hit the people who just strictly want to do right. You know what I'm saying? The big-hearted people and the ones who just want to go straight, life always throws you curveballs and stuff, man. Because, just having that conversation with him, we could have easily took the route of being the biggest drug dealers or biggest scammers and all this kind of stuff. We could have took that route, but morally, we don't want to do that, man. So us literally trying to do everything we can to do everything right, we just feel like, man, why does it have to be this hard to do it? But you learn so much doing, going that route, man.
Yeah, they say the chosen ones face some of the hardest challenges.
Damn,
and I believe that, bro. I and it's hard when. Do you ever struggle? And I just asked my last guest this. Do you ever struggle with your own greatness? Before you answer, let me check this camera real quick.
Go ahead.
For the time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I don't even, we getting good out here. We at 11:30. I'll be having to set this timer so that when the camera cut off, I don't be surprised. So, have you, because I know I struggle with mine, like, bad. Like, sometimes I be scared to do this. Even as well as I know I can do it, I still be on the fence about it. Okay, boom. I still be on the fence, and it's like, am I gonna wait for somebody else to do it? I'm gonna hop out there and just keep trying to be as great as I can. But have you ever had that moment where it's like,
bro, all the time, like, you can take it from the business point of things and you can bring it into my personal life. Like, when it comes to the business, I still don't even realize, like, where I am. Or, like, I have a vision of where I want STUSA to be. I know where I want the brand to be, but I'm still, I gotta have no idea how, I'm supposed to make it happen. It's just I'm learning, I'm making the mistakes that I have to kind of go through to get there. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened, I'll just handle it. You know what I'm saying? And, back in, my personal life, it still really hasn't hit me that I have 4 kids. I just wake up and I'm like, dang. I got them all at the crib. I'm like, like, this is crazy. Like, how did I even get to this point? But that's, my biggest blessing for sure. But, just to answer the question, bro, like, just because my head is always down, like, I'm always on 100. My mind is always everywhere. And then, when I finally look up, I'm like, dang, okay. Like, I never really celebrate the small wins, you know what I'm saying? Just because, like we said, there's so much bullshit that you go through to get to this point. Like, I never really have time to just embrace
a lot of
what's in the moment. Because I'm still grinding. I'm still taking losses here and there. And I'll never really have time to just focus. Like, bro, you good. Like, look around. You got guys that are around. You got a team around. You got a store. You don't build this. Like, that's never really where my mind is. It's either all in future or trying to focus on the task at hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, the company's still a baby, and we doing great for it to be still in this baby stages right now.
Yeah, you are, bro. You are doing a real good job. It's exciting to see actually being in it from the beginning. It's really good to see. I'm proud. I know everybody watching is proud.
Sure.
Even if you're hating, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. But because I don't really say balance too much, because I'm working on that too, being not just present but ultra present. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because in moments we don't have they don't be this small forever. And as a dad myself, like, I love nothing more than watching my kids grow. Like, that is amazing. 100%. Like, it's nothing better than that. How do you keep a rhythm of business taking care of yourself, your kids, your lady. Life
bro,
be going
it's
on.
hard, bro.
Like,
sometimes I'll be thinking I have superpowers. I promise you, God, I do.
same, bro.
Yeah,
Same.
because it's only because that right there is a task, and that's a job itself. You know what I'm saying? But the way that I do it is literally just you can't make any excuses. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that because I told you I had my first son whenever I was in high school. You know, I went off to college. His mom did a great job of handling the house while I was gone. And, you know, when I finally came back and got my stuff together, my son was already 5, 6 years old. And, you know, I get back and, of course, all my time is in here. You know what I'm saying? My son's 9 years old. And, yeah, I'm always active. We see each other 2, 3 times a week. But now that I had my youngest son, and he's with me 24/7, you know, me and his mom have been together for 2 years and probably spent maybe a week apart from each other. So watching him grow up, and I'm just realizing the little stuff that I missed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's different when I'm in Tennessee. She called me, finally said dad, and all that kind of stuff. Like I love that feeling, but it was a different feeling, you know, when I'm actually beside her and I'm teaching them how to say dad. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that I was like, bro, like my head been so down, like I've been missing out on these moments. So it kind of affected me in a way that I kind of didn't do what I was supposed to do, and I know I'm doing everything that I'm doing to put them in a position or put myself in a position to where I can just be at home with them all the time and watch them grow, and, you know, kind of let the moms do whatever they want to do. But yeah, man, it's really just a conversation with yourself in the mirror on what are you gonna do, what are you gonna sacrifice so you can make that happen for sure. And like I said, I got four, all of them got different moms and everything, and, you know, all of their moms at the time were like my best friends as like females, you know what I'm saying? Like either they were helping me with the business, doing all this kind of stuff. Like we had, you know, relationships for 3, 4, 5 years before the baby came out. So it wasn't like one of those one night stands type things. So it was just them understanding, you know, my purpose and what I'm trying to do. And like I said, all of them have a lot of respect for me, just the same way I have a lot of respect for them. So, you know, it's just a communication thing. Like even now, they might communicate with my girlfriend more than they communicate with me because they trust her so much to handle those things, make sure she's in place, the kids are in place, and all that kind of stuff. And that's the only thing that I want. You know what I'm saying? Just for everybody around me in that particular situation to just have the utmost trust with, you know, my girl now and y'all and the kids, bro. So it's real comment. It's a family
is a business.
Everybody kind of understand. You know what I'm saying? When it first happened, of course, it was everybody kind of upset, like what's going on. But, you know, you can never just fault, you know, me for that. You know, it took two to do that. Everybody kind of knew what was going on. So now what can we do as adults to make the situation work best?
Keep the main thing the main thing.
But yeah, definitely a lot of hard and tough conversations, my brother.
Bro. I can only imagine, bro. I got 2 by the same one. And them conversations.
Yeah, them conversations.
Tough.
It's tough.
We gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
All right. And where was I finna go? Family. It's really I could talk about fatherhood all day long, bro. Like that's. Ain't no better feeling.
No, that's bro. What I told you. I told you with this conversation with you, this can actually be a real conversation because we've seen each other grow and we've had conversation before on how can I get to this point. And you know what I'm saying? I remember you asking me what I need to do, how do I do this, what I need to meet. Like it's here now. So the conversation is always gonna be here.
I'm definitely gonna be trying to steer his call like who I can get next. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give it.
That's major. So we'll just throw it out there. If you had your homie come in, how do you just not even your friends, your family, your you know, the mothers of the children. Eventually I'm sure you're gonna have the children if they want to probably doing how do you position everybody like within the business?
You got to put the faith in them. It's communication thing. You got to kind of, you know, put them in the position that they're built for. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of friends, I got a lot of homeboys, and I got a big family that I want to put in position eventually to kind of run all the operations. Because, you know, I hate doing. I'm not organized. I don't keep up with a lot of stuff. I told you my head is always spinning, man. So a lot of the little stuff that I know that I just can't do. Not even what I can't do. It's just stuff that I don't want to do or I'm not good at. I kind of look for people to fill in those spots where I'm not, not the strongest at. And, why it's so important for me to bring my friends in is because, STUSA started out with all my homeboys. Like, if we can be the guys that are throwing all the parties and having all the females and doing what we do, like, we can actually turn it into something that's tangible for everybody. So, like I said, it's a task. You know what I'm saying? All of my friends kind of went their separate ways when we all went to college and all this kind of stuff. Like, we're grown men. Like, we got to figure stuff out for ourselves. But my game plan has always kind of been, okay, let me let everybody kind of go through life while I'm building this empire. And once the empire is strong enough for me to kind of actually have roles and job descriptions, like, let me kind of align those with my guys, you know what I'm saying, because there's no better feeling than to be able to kind of make your own schedule and just being the owner or being part of something and something like that. So I kind of realized that super early because I've been doing this almost 10 years now. You know what I'm saying? I've probably worked 6 months out of my adult life. So it's always been, me kind of doing my own thing kind of thing. So I just wanted to have my friends do that so they can just have a different outlook on life, you know what I'm saying? So
probably appreciate it a little bit too. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. Like, it's like this, once again, like, this business is my baby. Like, STUSA is me, you know what I'm saying? So I had to bring guys in that kind of understood that. You know what I'm saying? I had to give that a chance. And if that didn't work, of course I can hire anybody that I feel fit the job description, but it wouldn't make sense if I didn't have my homeboys involved. You know what I'm saying?
Start with the ones that been around. If you can do it, that's always a beautiful thing.
It's definitely a beautiful thing.
You said you've been running at it about a decade. Have you had mentorship throughout this time?
I just recently, started talking to a lot of guys, man. Because you got to understand, we in Warner Robins, we're in Macon, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that I have planned for STUSA, there's nobody probably in the world that is thinking the way I'm thinking. And if they are, then they're like the Kanye's and all this kind of stuff. So not having like that figure around, like I just told my guys this. We had a meeting last week. I was like, go to Atlanta, you're gonna see a Lambo or something outside damn near every corner you turn. Warner Robins, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, you might see it every 3-4 months, if that. Like, there's nobody that I can see parked outside in a Lambo asking, hey, how did you get this? And you know what I'm saying? So when you don't have that around you, like, it's the thoughts that I would have to myself about where I wanted to be in life and the lifestyle I wanted to live, it always felt weird to me, you know what I'm saying, to even speak on it to people that I had around me, because they were like, what the fuck are you even thinking about? Like, niggas ain't got no land around here. Like, why you even think about land? Like, you ain't getting it. You know what I'm saying? But that's the lifestyle that I wanted to live. So just even being in high school, college, and everybody, all my friends are talking about, oh, I'm about to apply to this job, I'm finna do that. Like, that was never my thought process. So even, and I'm quiet at the table, I'm like, man, I'm not even thinking about working for nobody, doing all this and doing all that. So, I just had to go through certain things on my own, just to make it believable. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as I could have talked, I could have, said everything that I wanted to do, but only a small percentage of people would have actually grasped what I was trying to do. And even, with everything positive that I have going on now, people still don't even understand. You know what I'm saying? So, my mindset right now is, for the people that understand, I'm gonna do everything I can to put my vision in front of their face, and just they're not gonna have a chance but to do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Get ran over at this point.
Yeah, because like, I've already done enough talking and explaining and all this kind of stuff. And if you understand it, great. If you don't, it's still great. You ain't gonna have a choice but to eventually, man. Yeah.
It's beautiful what you're doing here, bro. We got about 5 minutes.
Okay.
What's something? This really like my favorite question.
Yeah.
What's something you wish I had asked you, and how would you have answered?
What do I think my flaws are? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna have to see. I need hour long. I'm gonna have to bring back the hour.
Yeah, you might have to bring that the hour. But like I said, that's mainly been what I've been looking in the mirror for, man. Just trying to figure out my flaws. Like, why hasn't my business flourished the way that I expected it to flourish in this time frame? Not saying that it hasn't, but I expected it to do more. I expected it to be further and everything. But like I said, I'm a huge procrastinator on certain things that really don't seek my interest. And just being on top of the books and all that kind of stuff, that's something that I know that's important, but that's something that I really didn't have time for, because I was always just focused on getting that customer in, driving that customer, and then what can I do to get the sale. Like this is my third year open. For the first year and a half, I was the only one in here. You know what I'm saying? All day, every day, Monday through Sunday. So a lot of the small things that I didn't get a really chance to grasp and get nipped in the bud, my business grew so fast because I was just turning. I really didn't know how to bring somebody else in and kind of direct them on how certain stuff's supposed to be ran, because I can function in this disaster, but the person that's trying to work a regular job that just needs the direction, I didn't really know how to give them the direction besides sell this, do that, do this, and do that, versus really having it mapped out, because I told you I'm just a natural hustler, you know what I'm saying? So me having to step into the role of the actual owner, CEO, whatever you want to call it, just learning those qualities and knowing how just on top of things that you have to be in order to scale that business times 10 like I want to do, you know what I'm saying? I had to realize like a lot of the stuff that can take me to the next spot, it really hasn't happened because I haven't learned that yet. But it's coming over time.
It's part of the process.
It's part of the process.
Embrace the journey, man. Which you have definitely done. We're about to close. We got 2 minutes. I like this time shit. I need one right there, so I ain't got to keep it right. Dang. So really, bro, I appreciate you, bro.
No,
man.
I had to.
It's been an amazing conversation. It's gone by way too fast.
It definitely did.
Because we could really we could keep this going for sure. How can everybody find you?
On social media, the Instagram is STUSA Kicks. My personal Instagram is 9.champ. And definitely check out our website. The website is shop.stusa.com.
And come to the store, Riverside Outlet, Macon, Georgia. STUSA Kicks.
Yes, sir. That exact address is 5080 Riverside Drive, Suite 302. We'll be located right in between GameStop and Journeys, man.
If you want to go fast, you can go alone. If you want to go far, you go with others. This has been a great episode. Oh, God
damn. We could have went another hour.